Ladies and gentlemen, we're just having to make do. First of all, I mean, give me all of the Phil Montgomery content. Is it not just the best? Like what have we been doing without this in our life for so long? I mean, that's how we'll be starting our podcast for the rest of the year, in case any of you were wondering.
And I gotta tell you, Phil Montgomery has set the bar awfully high for big win locker room content. You got me, I got you, and Phil, we will be watching every single win video from now on.
So we got to come up with the hashtag for this. We're not going to decide it today, but I came up with Montgomery Mayhem, Montgomery Madness. We're still workshopping it. I like Monty Madness more, Monty Mayhem more. We're gonna have to keep workshopping it, but we're gonna have to keep winning because we're not gonna hashtag it until we keep winning away. I'm working off of one screen today, which is pretty abnormal. Having some technical difficulties here, so if my angle is less than what you're used to, I do apologize. But we are the Sons of Saturday. I am Billy Ray Mitchell. I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. You got Pat Finn. He is in Manhattan. And what do we got right now? What's the score? 3-4, top 9. Yankees, Red Sox. Baseball started. And my 2 screens just popped up. So there we go. All right, I'm all good now. Pat, how are you doing, my man?
Win week, win pod after a win. I mean, talk about changing the direction of the Sons of Saturday podcast and getting on here and actually like, oh, all right, we're gonna break down a football game on Saturday. Who we got? We got Wake Forest. Nice. Homecoming. Awesome. All right, let's put in some real keys to the game other than get off the bus. I am bummed. I am not going this weekend. I'm bummed. I haven't missed homecoming since like my freshman, like before I was a student. So my mom and dad are going. They are getting up crack of dawn, driving down tomorrow, staying in the Berg, visiting with some family. I will be sitting on my couch and taking in a Virginia Tech game for the first time this season, just on my television with house audio, maybe with a cold beverage, maybe not. We got Mike Santamaria and Matei, I think, are on the agenda coming over. We'll see. But I just want to watch the game and focus on the football game, and excited to do that.
I'm glad you brought that up. Spoiled milk, Mike Santamaria, early shout out on the pod, making sure that we get that checked off the box. I wanted to make sure that we did get you your shout out this week. Wake Forest, hashtag no wake zone. This was birthed 2 years ago. And I want to start with the uniforms. Let's start with these uniforms. First of all, if you haven't seen the video is unbelievable. Shout out to Dr. Bully. Just another great job by our media team. Just unbelievable. What are your thoughts on the uniforms?
Like the tops, synonymous to the tops we wore in the Bashal Tootin game last year. I know we wore these in Atlanta week 1 as well. I like this look. This is kind of the Oklahoma State look. It's a little creamsicle, but you know what? It's homecoming. We just won a football game. Let these guys who are sticking it out go enjoy a little bit of a homecoming game when we're favored at home. And if you're going to do a uniform reveal like this is so great.
Yeah, you can wear whatever you want.
Wind in sails. You might not be a wake zone, but there is wind in the sails on the Hokies side.
So it reminds me, you said Oregon State. It reminds me of when we beat the absolute garbage out of North Carolina, when we scored like 70 points against North Carolina. And Justin Fuente, I think he put whoever the coach was over there out to pasture.
Larry with his fedora.
That's right, Larry Fedora. And on the orange uniforms, I feel like we've moved away from this topic, but it used to be anytime we wore orange, it was like people on the internet convinced themselves it was a guaranteed loss. When I think of orange uniforms, you're going to have a much better breadth of this than I am, but I think of 4 games. I think of the Duke endless fumble game at home. I remember I was committed to Virginia Tech at the time, and my dad literally texted me. I was like out doing whatever, and he was like, I don't know what's going on, but Virginia Tech looks awful today. So he texted me that. That was in 2013. Then we had the Purdue rain game, which was objectively, honestly, a pretty good time. I've never consumed more alcoholic beverages over the course of one football game that was supposed to start at noon in my life. And then you have the North Carolina 2021 W, and then you have the Boston College win last year. So that's what I think of when I think of orange uniforms. What about you?
Beating Carolina in the we beat Carolina and we beat COVID game.
Mm-hmm.
The orange uniforms, I feel like that was kind of just a narrative too. I feel like if you look at the data, there was no indicator of us losing an orange. Maybe we lost like one game where we did something special with our uniforms, but I feel like we actually are like probably covering the point spread at the least when we wear orange. I don't know. Might have to look that one up. Get someone on that one.
Objectively speaking, I do love the tops, and I love the white. I love white color white on any singular situation that we do. My favorite one that we ever wore was in the COVID year where we did white, maroon, white. I thought those looked great. I will say though, I don't love the orange on the helmets. It looks a little sorbet to me, and the stripe on the top looks a little long. But I'm sure it'll look great on the field.
Sorbet.
So that is your uniform talk for today. We haven't done that in a while. Maybe that'll be a new thing that we do now.
We also need to do a little happy birthday segment. One, John Yetzi, happy birthday. We love you. 33. 2, Virginia Tech. Ironic and or coincidental and fitting, I should say, that John and Virginia Tech have the same birthday. 153 years ago, Billy Ray. What happened in Blacksburg?
The Commonwealth gave birth to Virginia Tech.
Addison Caldwell. He said, I got 26 to go. 26 miles to enroll as the first student at Virginia Tech in 1872. Since then, we've not only helped plan for a secure future, we've shaped it. Shout out to all those cadets who do the Caldwell March at the end of their freshman year. You are a true Hokie if you know about the Caldwell March, epic Virginia Tech tradition. And on the topic of traditions, Billy Ray.
Yes.
It is homecoming week. There are traditions with homecoming. It only makes sense that Virginia Tech homecoming is in October, Virginia Tech's birth month. Best homecoming traditions. Got any off the top of your head that you love every year?
Well, I'll tell you what. I actually learned about all of them when I met you because we just never really partook in any of the festivities. I know that there was a parade, and that was about the extent of it. And then I learned about all the other ones. But I'll let you rip down them. Pat, former campus tour leader, so I know you have this on a note card somewhere.
Never gave a single campus tour, but I appreciate you.
What did you do?
Appreciate you adding things to my Virginia Tech resume.
What did you do? Did you do like summer inductions? What was your?
I mean, I was an orientation leader.
Yeah, so same thing, dude.
That's not the same thing.
Potato.
That was in the job description, but you know, now it's just semantics. Game ball. What about the game ball tradition, Billy Ray? Ranger Company running around with the game ball. Everyone touching it for good luck. Game ball's definitely got a little bit more magic this week than it did last week. I am sure. Obviously, the homecoming candidates at halftime and university campaigns that they've been doing over the past few weeks for their platforms. The Heidi Tidy alumni band coming back, playing at halftime. Like, got some old Hokies out there ripping the trombone and the tuba.
Yep.
Pretty electric with their vintage looking sweaters. Got the homecoming parade. Back in my day, used to be a Saturday morning thing. They've moved it to a Friday night thing. Got the fireworks on the drill field. I don't know if they still do the flaming VT.
That's a
pyrotechnics. I don't know if
little culty.
I don't know if we've gotten rid of that one. I like the flaming VT. That was the hotel company of the Corps of Cadets. A lot of cool cadet traditions. You're a Corps of Cadet alum from Virginia Tech. Comment below. What's a good emoji for the Corps to comment? Isn't there like the military helmet? Is that one?
Comment the helmet. Give us the helmet.
Comment the helmet in the YouTube comments below, or shoot me a text, even if you're not a Core Dog. Let's see. And then if you're going to be in town, Young Alumni Happy Hour, Hokie House, Friday afternoon. Sign up at the link in our bio on Instagram. Hokie High. It is homecoming VPI. We got some haikus. First one comes from the Reasonable Squirrel. Billy Ray, do you want to lead us into these coups?
Sweet victory streak. Monty leads the charge onward. Home crowd for the dub. I'll tell you what, man, it is nice to read some encouraging haikus. Pete McGee, demonic deacons, oxymoronic mayhem. Birds come home to roost. That's a good one. Pete McGee is in mid-season form. I guess we're almost in the mid-season.
We are in October.
Paul Patera, a demon deacon. That's quite a nice oxymoron. But hey, nice top hat. Okay, Paul, little jab. If you're a Wake Forest fan, can you please let me know what a demon deacon is? What is that? That is just a tough name.
Sounds like someone who would go to a Post Malone concert.
I'll let you take the last three.
John Palmer says, Hokies and Deacons. Hopefully not another 0-0 game. Wayne Kent. Homecoming Blacksburg. A new era has begun. The fans got your back. And then one from Trevor Erickson to take us home. Crisp October night. Crowd return to Blacksburg loud. Victory feels near. Crowds return. That is true after a tough homestand prior to going out to Raleigh. No one was thinking we'd be leaving that homestand the way that we did, but we returned to Lane with excitement. Should we dive into some Hokie history? Billy Ray Mitchell.
Dude, let's do it.
Crank open and turn up the old Winspedia page. Virginia Tech and Wake Forest. Wouldn't necessarily call it a storied tradition, despite the ACC trying to force it upon us when they put Wake Forest in our pod of three. That was crazy.
That was so crazy.
Thanks, Jimmy Phillips. This is our 41st matchup with the folks from down the road in Winston-Salem. Wake Forest, low-key, might be the closest in proximity ACC opponent to Virginia Tech. You got UVA up the road, Wake Forest low-key down the road. Just rip 81-77, and they're not that far off there.
I've never been. Fun fact: I've never been to Wake Forest.
Yeah, it's if you're in the neighborhood, check it out. I'm not gonna for the Deeks fans on here. I'm sure you guys love getting back to campus. I've been. It's a pretty campus. It's a nice town. Wouldn't call it a must attend on your ACC tour de jour, but
you went during COVID. You went the COVID year, didn't you?
I went to the Nick Anderson is Hendon Hooker's daddy game. And Dave Nouse and I and Riegard. Wow. Riegard was at that game, and he was at the 0-0 game. Talk about two games that are just have you thinking a little differently about BB&T/Truist Field, whatever bank is owning those naming rights today. This will be the 41st matchup. Hokies lead 26 wins, 13 losses, and 1 tie to the Demon Deacons. Last time out at home, Wake Forest, homecoming. A lot of fun. You guys.
That was a fun game. That was a fun game. You know what game that was? You know what game that was?
That was the no wake zone game. What
you know what else it was?
Jay Litt was in town.
You know what else it was? It was ground pizza game.
Billy Ray found some bennies on the ground, said, "You know what? That looks like mine."
I did eat some ground pizza. Before you go into the next games here, the alumni are pretty notable. Muggsy Bogues, Tim Duncan, Chris Paul, Arnold Palmer, Al Farouk Aminu, NBA 2K legend. This list is pretty impressive for a school that graduates like 500 people a year. So, I mean, shout out to Wake.
Don't real Hokies know We went down Alfariq Aminu, Jeff Teague, number 0, massive undershirt.
Dude, Cameron Young.
Took
the
down
golfer.
Wake Forest. Yeah, took down Wake Forest when they were number 1. That was a Greenberg special. Maya Angelou, iconic poet. If you know that
Pretty
name,
sure,
I know.
Pretty sure it's Angelo.
Maya Angelou.
Yeah, that's tough.
Yeah, that's okay. Who else we got on? Michael Kadire, remember him on the Minnesota Twins?
Of course, dude.
That guy. Former CFO of Under Armour, David Wainwright, from the class of 1980 something. And then, not too many NFL guys, unfortunately. Greg Dortch, remember him? I know that was. I do. That was a tough conversation point. We wanted him in Blacksburg.
It's interesting because with most of the schools that we've previously done, there's been a highly divisive political figure on either side of the aisle. It looks like Wake Forest is steered clear. I'm sure in the comments we'll get no, the mayor of Westboro, Nevada is from there, and he's awful. So let us know who your least favorite political figure from Wake Forest is. On some of the other games here, we have the 2020.
All right, you're not going to let me do any of my other fun facts about Wake Forest?
Oh, I didn't know you had more. Go for it.
Yeah, so, as you guys know, Wake Forest typically is known to punch above its weight in ACC athletics and several competitive teams. Very good baseball program. Basketball is one of those programs. I think we've done the Virginia Tech Wake Forest basketball comp before on this show. They've had some historic teams. Wake's teams were once called the Baptists. There was a sports writer in 1923, 102 years ago, that nicknamed the Demon Deacons because they were surprisingly tough on the football field, and that is where the name originates. 1923, just some sports writer. But it was founded as a Baptist manual labor college, and students literally farmed for part of the day to pay for their tuition. Very interesting. This was actually, the school was founded in Wake Forest, North Carolina, and then the school moved up the road in the 50s to Winston-Salem when the Reynolds family, very famous family within the Wake Forest lore, donated their land from the Reynolds estate and $12 million in endowment support. So despite the move, Wake Forest stayed as Wake Forest University. So those are some fun facts. Wake Forest is in Winston-Salem. It's also known as the Camel City, North Carolina, the Camel City. Kind of fun. And one more fun tradition for you. A beloved campus tradition is Hit the Bricks. Each fall, students run relay laps around Hearn Plaza to raise money for the Brian Piccolo Cancer Fund, honoring the late Wake Forest football star. Shout out to our guys down in Wake Forest. I like all the people that I know from Wake, I will say.
I will say Wake Forest University sounds a lot better than Winston-Salem University. So good marketing on their side.
Roll the quad.
Shout out to our guys at Roll the Quad, man.
Shout out to Josh Strickland, man.
Shout out to Josh Strickland. A couple of other notable games here. I'm going to hand it over to you after when we get to 2014. We'll tag team this one. But 2020, that was tough. I was at a wedding. It's actually very funny at that time. Got a lot of grief for celebrating my family's wedding in Fairhope, Alabama. Looks pretty silly in hindsight, but we did celebrate my cousin's wedding in Fairhope, Alabama, and I watched that game, and I have never been more mad putting on a tie in my life than during that game. I remember James Mitchell had a couple nice catches in that game. 2019, man, Bud's last stand. Well, was it his last stand because he had Pitt? It was right. Like his goodbye game.
It was like the party game. It was his celebration game. Thank you, Bud. Those were awesome. Yeah,
those were really cool.
That was a fun game. Hartman and I day tripped that one from Arlington. That was a marathon of a day.
That is probably the one game in the last like 10 years. that's the game since I've graduated that I'm upset I didn't go to. Money was tight. It just wasn't in the budget. I didn't have a car at the time, and it was just not happening.
Then could have worked harder as a BDR, bro.
I should have, dude. I should have had some more SQLs. In 2014, the infamous 0-0 at the end of regulation, the infamous coach Shane Beamer. I see nothing wrong with sign stealing, to be honest. That's a hot take. I think that's kind of silly that we're mad that people can steal signs, whatever. They also like freaked out about Michigan, but we weren't good enough to get in actual trouble for it. So it was actually just kind of funny that we stole signs and still lost. We lost that game 6-3. Winning streak was in serious doubt. But we were able to pull through there. That was a tough moment. It's a tough moment. Coach Beamer in the last 2 weeks has taken some poor PR on the timeline, because there was a graphic of James Franklin's record versus top like 10 or top 5 AP teams, and it was like he's the second worst of all time, and they had Coach Beamer at the top, which is, I mean, it is a stat. I think it was a little unfair to at my man, even though he's not on X. And then also every time we play Wake, you get this meme. It's a tough meme. It's tough.
That game, worst game, second worst game is the Rutgers bowl game with all the punts. But this game had 18 punts, 5 missed field goals, 4 turnovers.
Yeah.
God bless everyone involved in that absolute aberration of a football party. 2011. This was the game. I just remember this is the game in Winston-Salem. David Wilson literally ran out of his shoes. Logan Thomas had a nice day. 2011. Hokies win 38-17. And then I will have to say, before I go to 2006, 2010, we absolutely dog walked this team. But they still had this dude, Josh Harris, who ran for like 200 yards on our defense. We scored 49 points in the first half. Tyrod threw a touchdown pass to Logan Thomas. And Virginia Tech took care of business. 52-21. Scored 3 points in the second half after a 49-point first half. Big day for Darren Evans, too. Danny Cole had a touchdown. Jared Boykin had a touchdown. Yeah, Darren Evans, 3 touchdowns. Man, we had some good running backs. Anywho,
we're back. We had Pat turn the AC off. It's almost wintertime. It's almost getting into fall. I think I need to turn my AC off here pretty soon. It's time to know your foe. 23 minutes in. Here we go. Talking about the game. Wake Forest is 2-2, and their preseason over-under was 4.5. They have defeated Kennesaw State and Western Carolina and lost to NC State by 10, and then Georgia Tech by 1 point in a game they absolutely should have won. That game went to overtime. Georgia Tech very clearly jumped off sides in a game-ending, you need the rest of the clock out situation, and Georgia Tech escapes. They escape. So don't like that. Don't like that Wake Forest is going to come in a little upset. But I want to talk about head coach Jake Dickert. He's only 42 years old. And when I went to ACC Media Day, I said, I got to be honest. I think I love this guy. I don't know anything about him when I was at ACC Media Day, but they were like the last team to go. He brought some juice, well-dressed. And I was just like, I like this guy, something about him. So I looked him up. He's the 33rd head coach in Wake Forest history. Must have been firing and losing a bunch of coaches. 33 coaches. That is a lot of coaches. He played wide receiver at Wisconsin Stevens Point. Didn't know that was a school. He has spent 17 seasons in college football. He most recently was at Washington State and had them ranked in the top 15. In 2024, they finished 8-5. They had the number 11 scoring offense in the country in 2024 with 36.8 points per game. Now, why is that super interesting? Because he put up those numbers after Cam Ward left. Cam Ward was at Washington State with Jake Dickert in 2023, and they had Washington State, as I mentioned, in the top 15 in the United States at Washington State. So really, really good job. This game is at Lane Stadium Worship Field. It will kick off at 1:00 on, you guessed it, the CW. Pat, I hope you have it. I know you're talking about watching at home. Good thing you're watching at home. We might not be able to find it.
Flex it.
The early weather report is 69 degrees. Nice. And sunny at kickoff. So looking forward to that. The orange cream school uniform should look great. Awesome opportunity to get out there, enjoy some nice weather, take in Coach Montgomery. Let's go. We already talked about the storylines regarding Georgia Tech. Look, the Hokies, I had no idea I would say this year. Virginia Tech has won 2 games in a row, and Wake Forest has lost 2 games in a row. One streak will end. So that's what we're looking at. And I pulled this from a tweet that Ben Griffiths sent us. And it's a video that
I got to tell you, that's not true.
What's not true?
Both streaks could very well continue should Virginia Tech win. And
you're
Wake
right.
Forest
lose. You're right. No, you're right. One of the streaks will undoubtedly continue, or both of them. I'm having a rough.
No. Here's what's going to happen. Both streaks are going to continue, or both streaks are going to end. There's no in between.
You're right.
Unless we see a tie.
We won't. Rough moment for me, for sure. I'll own it. Hand up. Ben Griffiths sent this to us. It was from a tweet that Ryan Castle tweeted. He's been doing an awesome job covering our team at the media availability. So Coach Montgomery goes up and he mentioned a couple of things. He talked about how they were like, "Oh, how are you settling into the new coaching job? Does this feel familiar?" And he was like, "I got to be honest, I totally forgot I got to talk to the media," which I thought was funny. He also alluded to, again, the fact that they actually practice hard on Thursday. And Ben makes a great point. 3 years of no sweat Thursday walkthrough practices might be one of the biggest crimes of the Pry era. Monty going back to regular practices on Thursday and a lighter practice on Friday is a low-key game-changing shift. I mean, yeah. What? No sweat Thursday? No sweat Thursday translated into no W Saturdays. That was the math. I think that is insane that we were not practicing on Thursday. What a crazy situation. I want to say this before we preview Wake Forest. I want to get your take. With Coach Montgomery, I'm really, really enjoying the ride. I am. He has also won 2 games. And I want him to continue to win. But can we live in the moment with this thing? I feel like with every coaching decision, every win, every loss, everything, we probably have done this segment and I've thought about it in my own head, but I don't feel like at the end of every quarter, we need to then gauge what the likelihood of us offering him the job is. Let's get to the end of the year and then we can visit it. I just think it's so wild that it's well, what if he goes undefeated? Well, then you know what, Tom, he's got the job. If he goes undefeated and we go to the playoff, I feel pretty confident that he's going to have the job.
But you know how this fan base is, though. We go into the locker room at halftime, down a score to Wake Forest. You know, people are be coming at Monty on Twitter saying we need to fire him.
Oh man! So I will tell you though, man, and I'm trying to get away from it, but just having a guy at the podium. I just love Monty, man. I do. And you know what? He's coaching for a job. He might be coaching for this job, whatever. I think firmly is putting himself in a position to get a head coaching job somewhere. If it's not here, I hope it's not against us. So let's figure that out. Offense for Wake Forest. 26 points per game, 411 yards per game, which is top 60, 239 passing, which is top 55, and then 168 rushing, which is 5th in the ACC. And we need to talk about DeMond Claiborne. He is a top 5 running back in the ACC. He has 366 yards rushing, 2 catches for 40 yards. And when I was looking at the top 5 in rushing, I noticed that Virginia Tech will play all 5 players that are currently in the top 5 in rushing. Here's the good news. Hollywood Smothers was in first place by a lot, and Hollywood Smothers was Hollywood. He was Bollywood Smothers.
Covered.
Like there was no big run. There was no really anything. But that top 5 consists of Hollywood Smothers from NC State. Hold that L. Jamari Taylor from UVA. I thought we were going to go a whole pod without mentioning UVA, but I guess by that statistic, we did mention them. Mark Fletcher is at Miami. Haynes King is at Georgia Tech. And then Damon Claiborne, he's at Wake Forest. So the rushing attack is definitely one of the strong suits of Wake Forest. I'm trying to be respectful. Robbie Ashford is their quarterback. He's a senior from Hoover. He's been at Auburn. He's been at South Carolina. He's been at Wake. He's just not that good. He's played at all these schools. He is 67 for 113 for 916 yards. He has 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions. He has a 39.8 QBR. Again, respectfully, he's been pretty bad. He has only taken 5 sacks this year. He did get injured in the first game of the season against, who did they play the first week? And they almost lost to. They played Kennesaw State, absolute barn burner. It was 9-10. They won by 1 point. Were able to get into the double digits and take that W. So I do feel like that's a position where we should be in a great spot. Talking about the wide receiver group, Chris Barnes is their leading receiver with 15 catches for 287. That's good for 19 yards per catch. They also have Sterling Burkhalter. Great name.
All name.
He is the only other wide receiver with double-digit catches, and he has 199 yards and a score. And then this guy is special. Karate Brenson. That's where the special ends. His name is Karate. He only has 1 catch for 41 yards, but if your name is Karate, you will be mentioned on this podcast.
Karate.
Looking forward to see if we have jiu-jitsu or kung fu on Georgia Tech's roster. We will find out. Tune in next week to find out
On the CW. And they also have this dude catching passes named Eni Falai. Another guy on the all-name team. Why is it always the opposition has like the best names? I feel like we're there sometimes, but every week we got some good ones. ODU had some.
I mean, dude, we got to give us some credit. I mean, like Isaiah Cash is just like a tremendous name. Montavious Cunningham. I think they're just on our team. And
Montavious is
dude.
Awesome name.
Montavious. Benji. We got a kid in our name named Benji, and he's white. Like, I mean, we have some pretty great names. John Love. Our kicker's name is Haikus or something. But Vakaitis. What's his name?
Nick.
Vetsitsis, something like that. it's like Vakaitis from
it's like Sistas, Velsistis.
Veltsitsis, that's right. And you know what? It's good. The best thing about special teams, if people can't remember your name, it means you're not messing up. So good job to Nick Veltsitsis. Love that.
So Eni Falai, big body from Billy Ray, Boston, Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
He is their 6'4" tight end, 8 catches on the year, 133 yards, 16.6 yards per reception.
Pretty good.
Long of 36. Going to be a big dude in the end zone or the red zone. Watch out for him. Linebackers. Defense. Let's flip it over. There are some good names on the defense too, Billy Ray. But before that, how have they fared against the rest of the NCAA?
Well, first of all, a name that we're familiar with, Braylon Johnson. He did transfer over to Wake Forest this offseason. He did the uniform reveal. He has 14 tackles and half a sack on the year, and he wears number 23. Must be his Jordan year. Their defense, 20.8 points per game. That's top 55. They're 52nd. 340 yards per game, 57th in FBS. 187 passing yards per game. That's 60th, and 140 rushing yards per game. That's 67th. Talk to me about some of these names, dude. I can't believe you said we have no good names. I'm just like running through all the names in my head. I mean, Johnny Garrett, dude, that sounds like a chewing tobacco company. Like, are you kidding me? It's an objectively awesome name.
Brock Hoffman was a good one too.
Oh yeah.
Lecitus Smith,
Mm-hmm.
Christian Darisaw.
Yeah.
So they got some impact guys up front. Langston Hardy. This is another good name. UConn transfer. He played linebacker at UConn. He transferred to Wake Forest. Now he's on the edge. He's one of the best guys in the edge on the stat sheet up until this point. Leads the defensive line. 22 tackles, 2.5 sacks. On the middle tier, you got Dylan Hazen, Aiden Hall, and Quincy Bryant on the middle layer here. All of them with 25, 24, 23 tackles. So I feel like they're just kind of on a rotation. Hey, I got the next one. Hey, I got the next one. Hey, I got the next one. Nick Anderson is still on this football team, ladies and gentlemen. Nick Anderson, I don't even know what to call this guy.
He's a
ordinary name, extraordinary defensive back, a demon deacon from Northern Virginia. I believe he's a Westfield High guy. He picked off Hendon Hooker 3 times as like a walk-on freshman in 2020. One of the worst games I've ever been to as a opposing fan on the road. He's got 34 tackles on the year already, and that puts him 20th all-time on the Wake Forest tackling list. Tip of the cap to Nick Anderson for making that happen. I hope we don't throw him the football on Saturday. Ladarius Webb Jr. is on this football team. He is in the secondary. If you recognize that name, his dad, Ladarius Webb, played 9 seasons in the NFL with the Baltimore Ravens, won a Super Bowl there, one of the better DBs in the league during his career. But Ladarius Webb Jr. actually started out in JUCO, went to Oklahoma State, then transferred to South Alabama, then transferred to Wake Forest. Looking at some of these player profiles, you're just like, wait, where were they? And then where were they before that? And it's making the reporting and the data mining and the research.
Yeah, it's tough.
That much more challenging.
It's also wild when they went to a JUCO or a school you've never heard of. And like, I'll be honest, I saw the Kennesaw State logo. I had no idea what that was. I was like, what is this? And maybe I don't know ball, but I mean, I was like, I have no idea who this school is. And you got to click into it. And, do I want to enable cookies? No. I would like a cookie though.
Really, right? Not enabling cookies. Curve ball. This guy, I'm reading the player profile, and it's like on the Bobcats, he was doing this, and then he led the Jaguars with 6 pass breakups. I'm like, who are the Jaguars? Doesn't even say. University of South Alabama, USA, the Jags.
Special teams. Connor Calvert. He's a freshman from Bend, Oregon. That guy definitely walks around without shoes on, without a doubt. He's 5 for 6 from 20 to 29, and he's 0 for on everything else. He has 1 attempt from 30 to 39 and 1 attempt from 50 plus, and he's made neither of them. Get ready to learn John Love, Wake Forest. Good luck with that. And with that said, it's time to flip it over to Keys to the Game. Keys to the Game are brought to you by who can give you your keys to your new home in the New River Valley. His name is Dave Phillips. He is located pristinely right in the middle of our YouTube. He is a friend. He is a neighbor. He is a Virginia Tech grad. He's absolutely amazing. He's done a great job for friends of ours. He has helped consult us in the past. Can't say enough positive things. If you're interested in getting in the game in Blacksburg, or you're interested in getting out, moving and buying a ranch in Wyoming, whatever you want to do, your guy, our guy, everybody's guy, Dave Phillips, will take care of you. Let us know. We'll put you in touch, and he will take great care of you. Give me some keys, brother.
Well, first and foremost, as I previously noted, I can't believe we're talking about the football game in this context where we're fired up for the keys to the game. It takes a village to get to where we are right now, being excited for this game on Saturday. Run the damn ball with Terrion Lannister, Terrion Stewart. Give him the football. Let him go. The 8 ball bowling his way. I love watching him run the football. It's truly such a unique running style from this guy. This stat came from the Hokie preview on BVT Athletics website. It says Wake Forest has the 4th worst run game or run defense in the ACC. It's pretty simple. The game plan needs to be what it was last week. I don't need Kyron Jones to be perfect. I just need him to take care of the football. Our wide receivers need to make sure they can get their hands on some of his balls.
Yeah. Nice.
But run the football with Terrion, please. He got 15 last week. Let's try to get him, over 15 again. Have him go for 150. Get him in the end zone. Terrion Stewart deserves a touchdown more than anyone in that locker room. I cannot wait to see it. He's already proved himself on the football field. He's already proved himself in the classroom, and he's already proved himself as an actor in the classroom. So I am locked in. I know Grant Watson didn't put this in the over-unders. Terrion over under 1.5 touchdowns on the ground. Would love
okay.
Well, just run the football, Billy Ray. It's never we do keys to the game. We don't need to reinvent the wheel here. It's Virginia Tech. Ground and pound.
You're so back, dude. I'm so proud of you for having some good keys. I got some keys too. Just to contain Damon Claiborne. And can we force a turnover? Like, can we turn the other team over? Can we take the ball away from the opposing offense? I sound like that Oregon center in the NCAA where they lost to like Yale, and they asked him, they're like, how does Yale out rebound Oregon? And he goes, well, you get up and you grab the ball off the rim and you do it. And it's like, I know these DBs know how to intercept the ball. I know how these linebackers and D linemen know how to strip the football. Let's get some turnovers. Let's do it. Change the game. I can't really have too many issues with the defense though, because they played really, really well against NC State, played well against Wofford. It's a new team, man. It's totally new looking team. Over-unders from our guy Grant Watson. Hokies first half spread -3.5. Where do you stand, Patrick?
I think we're going to be up 3 at halftime. I can see this being like a 10-7, 13-10 halftime. One of those slow homecoming games, and then we take the top off of the second half. So I will actually take Wake Forest covering 3.5 in the first half.
Tech has been good in the first half, even when we weren't practicing hard on Thursdays. Against South Carolina, we played well. Against Vanderbilt, we played awesome in the first half. I've erased Old Dominion from my brain. And then NC State, we were leading as well. I'll go with the Hokies to come out with some edge. I think the crowd is going to be great. And I think this team has a little bit of energy and a little bit of my dad sent me a text this weekend and he goes, you know what the difference between good and great is? Belief. And that is so true. Like the difference between nothing about this team from a talent perspective changed. I think they just believe in what they're doing. They have the right guys in the room and they're going out and they're competing. So look, it might be crazy. It might be wild, but I think they're going to come out and I think they're going to play really well. And I think they're going to do it in the first half. We'll see. I think this team looks more prepared and has more trust than they've had in 3.5 years, which is crazy to think about. The next one is Hawkins and Stewart combined rushing yards, 179.5.
Would be really nice to hit a 200 burger here.
It would be. It's a team to do it against.
Yeah, they can get there. Yeah, go ahead. Hit the over.
Dude, we're so back. We're so back. Hokies total points scored, 24.5, Pat.
Oh, give me the over here. Give me like a 27-21 game that like actually isn't that close, but looks a little closer on the score prediction. And that was my score prediction. I know I just did that. What is your score prediction, Billy Ray Mitchell?
I literally just changed mine. Driving home from the gym, I said, I'm not going to pick this team to win yet because they haven't earned it. But I just think we're a totally different team with a totally different mindset. And Wake Forest, I like their coach. It's his first year. They don't have a really good kicker. They don't have a good quarterback. They have a good back. That's just about it. I'm going to go Virginia Tech 27-21.
That's what I just said, dude.
Oh, I'll ride it with you, dude. 27-21. Should we put $10 on the exact score?
Yeah, it's a great idea.
I probably won't do it, but it's a fun exercise to vocalize.
Are we going to be doing a score prediction this week? Jack and Coke predicting the Virginia Tech game, or are we going to do like the Miami Florida State game?
No, they've earned it. They've earned it. We'll do it. We'll get a Jack and Coke Virginia Tech game. We had to take a vacation. I don't know. Maybe we shouldn't do it again because we won the one time that we didn't do it. So shout out to us. Letters from a lunch pail. You guys mailed it in, not figuratively or literally. You just didn't send any in. Kind of a bummer. So that's annoying. Got a lot of lost ballots on the letters from the lunch pail. Around the country, Pat, I'm going to say a game and you give me your thoughts on it real quick. And I know this is going to be blind for you because maybe there's some teams on here you haven't seen yet. West Virginia is traveling to BYU on Friday at 10:30 on ESPN. BYU is favored by 18.5.
Oof, past my bedtime.
Okay.
10:30?
Yeah, it's tough.
You could sell me if it's an 8:30 kick. 10:30? Yeah, maybe I'll catch like the opening drive. I don't care about BYU football that much, Billy Ray.
If you know Pat well enough where you have seen Pat in his fall asleep sitting up state with comment below sleeping Pat, or just comment a grandfather emoji if you have seen Pat fall asleep sitting up.
That's they call that one the Grand Pat special.
Clemson, this one's so funny. Remember how everyone was talking about Clemson, Carolina, myself included, and how big of a game that would be? No, they just both suck. So they're playing that game. They're playing that game at noon on ESPN, and Ludacris agreed to play a concert before the game. Little did Ludacris know they would be kicking off at noon. So Ludacris will be performing at 9:30 in the morning. Wow.
Dude, over under people at the Ludacris concert.
Oh, dude, that might be more than there are at the game by halftime. Clemson is favored by 14.5. Any thoughts?
Appointment television. Hate watching. Not that I'm hate watching Clemson, but like it's nice. It's nice seeing these guys lose football games. It's a bummer that only one of them has to lose.
It's good because you'll get the first hour before our game kicks, so you'll be able to watch like confused Bill Belichick. Maybe catch some Jordan. Who knows?
Jordan.
Texas at Florida, 3:30 ESPN. Texas is favored by 6.5. I'm gonna go out on a limb here.
This would be so fun to see Florida win. So fun to see Big Billy get the big win. I'm
taking Florida money line. It's already done. It's already
That's the spot. This is the spot for it. This is where it happens.
I am excited for that game. Vanderbilt. Oh, what do you got?
I was going to say, it's even more exciting. It's next one.
Vanderbilt at Bama. By the way, comment below, Pat. We're starting a motion. You got to get rid of the blurred background, dude. It looks like you're like an FBI agent who's like ratting on somebody every couple seconds, where it blurs your face. Like anytime you duck your head down, it goes completely blurred.
Dude, if I was an FBI agent, I would talk like this.
Vanderbilt travels to Alabama at 3:30. Alabama is 10.5-point favorites. I don't know what the exact quote was, but Diego Pavia said, "If we just play our game, it won't be close." I love that guy so much, man. He is just the best. I hope they win. It
won't be close.
Will not be close,
dude. Whatever he is ingesting,
it's working.
Pass it my way.
Undefeated in the top 25 for the first time in forever. And I was wrong. We are going to talk about them again. UVA goes to Louisville, and they play at 3:30 on ESPN2. Louisville is favored by 6.5. I think I'm going to bet UVA to cover 6.5.
You don't think this is a hangover game? Do you remember what happened when Virginia Tech was riding high and we went to Louisville and we lost 34-3? And this is when Kyron Jones was a god.
Yeah, not to be disrespectful. I don't think Brent Pry is coaching the UVA team, and also they played on Friday, so they got that extra day of rest. And I think Louisville.
I'm sure they were resting Friday night after that big win. I'm sure straight to bed with me at 10:30.
I think Louisville is one of those fool's gold teams early on. Like, I don't know if they're actually good yet. This is going to be a good challenge for both teams. It's going to be a good measuring stick game. So,
don't you find that Louisville kind of like comes out of the gate 3-0, 4-0 every single year?
Every year, dude.
They never front load the schedule.
Louisville is such an interesting school. They're an Adidas school. Like, they're in Louisville. Everybody talks about them in the preseason, then they don't really get talked about after. Louisville's like a weird, I forget they're in the ACC sometimes. They're just kind of like there. I don't really know how to land the plane other than Louisville's weird.
Like, I forget that we are playing them this year. I still haven't like conceptualized that. Oh yeah, I guess we should tune in because we play both these teams in November.
I think it would be really funny if Jeff Brom would buy Brom.com and then his email could be jeff@brom.com. I think that would be pretty cool. You have a business card.
I don't know. I don't think anyone knows what Brom.com is.
It just sounds nice. Brom.com. I'd check it out.
Comment just below if you wouldn't check that out.
Miami at Florida State, 7:30 ABC. Miami is favored by 4.5. This is the game of the weekend.
What a fun spot for both teams.
Mm-hmm.
Redemption arc. This is like the classic Virginia Tech versus Miami in 2003 when Tech gets embarrassed on the road at West Virginia and then comes back to Lane Stadium on a Saturday night and beats the doors off of number 2 Miami. This is the same spot for Florida State. Will they do it? Touchdown Tommy Castellanos.
I'm very excited for this game. I think, again, you're going to learn a lot about Miami. And you're going to learn a lot about Florida State. How much testicular fortitude do they have? I've seen a lot of people have been like, oh, man, it's over for Florida State. Like, say, they still beat Alabama. Like, they lost a game in a highly contested, crazy game, and they lost. I mean, I'm not in any way writing Florida State off. So I'm excited to watch that. Mississippi State at A&M. This is sneaky. It's hiding on SEC Network. Texas A&M is favored by 14.5. To me, this is the week where I'm going to be like, is A&M actually a title contender? And it's not because they're playing a really high-ranked team. It's just like, this is a spot where Mississippi State is probably better than a lot of people think they are. They played really well against Tennessee last week. They beat Arizona State. I'm interested to see what happens. Every week that goes by, though, they're like Miami, where like you're hesitant to buy all the way in just because of all of the evidence that we have. But I feel really good about A&M. If you're an A&M playoff, make the playoff ticket holder, you're probably feeling pretty good right now.
Haven't gotten to watch any A&M this year yet. Might have to tune into that one, even though it's hiding on the SEC Network. That is a lot of points, but it is at Kyle Field.
And then lastly, Grand Pat special on Saturday as well. Duke to California. All I want to say, cover your kids' ears. This is bullshit. Like, they put out a picture on Duke's Twitter and they're like, all right, we're sending our guy off with the truck to drive to California. Like, can you imagine just being like an average Joe and being so excited that you got the Duke equipment job and, you know, you're driving the bus and you're like, man, I'm looking forward to going up to Boston College and maybe some of these other schools. And then like last year happens, they're like, hey, surprise, we added Stanford, Cal, and SMU. By the way, you're on the rig, brother. So this guy has to, I mean, I'm really not trying to be dramatic. Like, he's going to hug his wife and kids and then get in an 18-wheeler and drive across America and then have to drive back. Like, that is crazy that we're asking them to do this. And there are some ACC teams that are going to be doing. I've made the drive through the Kansases, the Colorados, the Iowas. Like, that blows a lot to have to do that, especially in November. This is nonsense. So I don't have anything else to say other than good luck to my boy. If you get tired, pull over.
Let's break. I think we should break this down.
Yeah, let's do it.
You think they just have a guy? I don't know this. I have no idea. You think they just have a guy who his job is just like he does some stuff with the equipment staff, but he's actually like the driver of the agency.
Oh yeah, for sure. There's a guy.
Yeah.
Do you think they just got multiple dudes with CBLs, certified or CDLs, certified driver's licenses? Like
you don't think you don't think they outsource that and contract that?
No, I don't.
They just have an in-house guy.
Yes,
just
I really do. I think they have an in-house guy. I they put a post up on their Twitter, and it was like, "Good luck to our guy traveling to Cal this weekend." And I was like, "Dude, that sucks." I'd quit. I'd be like, "I don't want to do this, dude."
Well, here's the thing. I know with all your questions that you have, and I know I'm kind of ruining your hypothetical, but
no,
like,
I enjoy it.
He should quit if he doesn't want to drive to Cal. Like, dude, like the door's right there, my guy. I'm sure he got a raise when Cal and Stanford joined the conference. I hope he got a raise.
I don't know if they did, dude. I'm just telling you. Imagine if Salesforce comes to you tomorrow and they're like, "Dude, we're so glad to have you. By the way, we just got this U-Haul, and I need you to go take this box of pens over to our headquarters in San Francisco, and then you can come right back. So go drop the pens off, and then come right back. And good luck." Like that. What?
Little different. Apples and oranges, my friend. Demon deacons and devils. All right.
That's right. That's a podcast. Wow. Guys, if we're a little helter skelter, we were kind of anticipating that the rest of the previews were going to kind of stink. And apparently we are going to compete this year. We will be fielding a team, and we will be playing against our schedule as normally accepted. I'll tell you what, Pat, you win this game this weekend. You're 2-0 in ACC play. And then we play Georgia. I mean, look at my hair. I am feeling electric right now. You win this game, and then you have a date with Georgia Tech in Bobby Dodd. It's a pretty preposterous position to be in that we're in right now, Patrick.
I am so excited about how this schedule is shaping up for us.
I know.
And how lucky Philip Montgomery is to look at this month. You get your bye, you get your night game against Cal, and you get your front-loaded Wake Forest, probably one of the worst teams in the conference, on homecoming at home after a big win. Ride the momentum. You win this game, you can have your team believe in going on the road.
Yeah.
You go on the road as believers. We already did this, guys. Wake Forest almost beat them. They should have beat them. One game at a time, Billy Ray, but I really like how we're feeling right now. Let's not count all these chickens before they hatch here, but I am certainly excited to watch at 1 p.m. on the CW.
Last call to action. Throw a semi-truck emoji in the comments if you're still watching. And also, along with that, let me know how you would pass the time driving across the country. I've done it. It's in my Twitter bio. A lot of indie music, a lot of phone calls, a lot of podcasts. How would you pass the time? I just can't wrap my head around that, man. You come into work one day and it's like, hey, heads up, get ready to learn California, buddy. So that's a podcast. Like, follow, subscribe if you can. It is greatly appreciated. And if you're going to Virginia Tech for homecoming, enjoy. Have an awesome time. And we'll be talking to you soon.
Sunday, win pod. Manifest it. And please, please, please send us your walking out of Lane Stadium with the dub videos.
Good call.
We get the dub.
Yes. If you send us a video of walking out of Lane Stadium with the dub, it will be in the podcast next week. Eric, we had a bunch of them sent in. Thank you for doing that. And we will go from there. Peace. Go Hokies.